I have the amazing and beautiful Kathleen Orschlin with us. She's 66 years old and she's out of Michigan. And I'm so excited because she just completed the program and she did an amazing job. So, Kathy, can you tell us, how did you struggle with your weight and your health right before you joined the program?
Um, I feel like I need to say my whole life I have struggled with my weight and self-confidence about my being overweight. But right before the program, there is something about hitting, for me, 65, 66, that made me realize it is now or never. I cannot keep messing around with things that don't work. If I want to contribute to my health, it's now or never. And so it was just feeling like time was crushing in on me, and I was either going to die early because of my own behaviors or live as long as I could because of my own behaviors. And so I chose the latter, to do anything I could to make that happen.
So then you decided to reach out to me and talk, and we had a conversation on the phone. And what was going on in your head in your life at that time? And why did you decide to even talk with me?
Well, I was at my daughter's house visiting, and she has one son, and they had this party, and they have friends of all ages. And so they had a lot of friends there, and I don't, something just hit me that there are all sorts of people with, and I know a lot of their friends, and there are all sorts of people with all sorts of challenges, but they manage to do the best they can with what they have. And I saw a couple people there who'd been in your program who had really gotten fit. And so instead of sitting around on the couch like they had done the year before, they were going on 50-mile bike rides and going on their boat and really having just a much more active life with their grandkids. And I thought, I want to contribute to my health, not any future illness. And so I don't know, they inspired me, and the time in my life inspired me, and I wanted to make the most of what time I have left, which I hope will be a lot.
Yes, you're definitely on that track now. So then you decided to join, and what benefits have you accomplished and experienced since joining the program and now
Mm-hmm.
going through it?
What in my past would have been a primary benefit is now a secondary one. So I've lost 20 pounds in little less than 3 months, which is great. But more than that, I feel like I'm on the road to better health. And that, I mean, it's really true. When you're 66, if you're lucky, you have enough money and you have enough time. But if you don't have your health, it gets hairy. And my other benefit, which really matters to me, is that I feel in control versus out of control. And we were talking a little bit earlier about Christmas time and the fact that over 2 weeks at Christmas, where our house was full of good people and delicious food, some of which was optimal and some wasn't, I chose optimal 98% of the time and still lost a pound, which I've never done over a holiday in my life. That tells me I feel in control, and that's a great feeling versus feeling out of control.
You did such an amazing job. I'm so proud of you for so many different reasons. And how do you like the food?
Oh, I love it. Um, for big reasons like it's delicious. I know exactly what I'm eating. But also little reasons like if I'm making a batch of chickpea chocolate chip cookies, I feel like I can just taste that dough and not worry about eating raw eggs or bleh. Or if I make a huge pot of veggie chili, I don't worry about it staying in the fridge for a week while I'm having it for lunch every day because I love it so much, because there's nothing in it that's going to spoil. I like eating plant-based. I really do. And it never occurred to me to do that until I called you. It never occurred to me to do that.
And can you eat as much as you want? You have to portion control or count points or calories or
No. Isn't that, I love that. And when we ate optimal meals during the holidays, which we did every meal we ate at my house, I noticed I ate more than, everybody else would have one small baked potato and put all these toppings on it. I had two. But then 2 hours later, they were eating junk and snacking, and I felt no need to do that. So I'm learning how to eat differently and better, and it really fits for me.
We talked about this a little bit earlier. Do you feel like you've made permanent, sustainable changes?
Yes, yes. One thing I like about this program is that it's very clear what the parameters are. It's very clear. I don't have to weigh anything or look anything up or measure anything to see if I can eat it. I know if it's a whole food, plant-based, in its original form, I can eat that, and that's good for me. And so I need something simple like that. It's really simple and clear. And so if I'm caught at the last minute having to make a quick choice, that's easy. It's easy. Yeah.
Cool. Love it. What hesitations did you have about signing up and why?
I was afraid of failure. I was afraid people who loved me would say, oh no, not another one. And I thought it was pretty expensive. And when I went home, because I was in South Carolina by myself when I called you, my husband wasn't there. And when I came home, he didn't say any of those things. He said, sounds like you've really thought about this. It's really well thought out. I'll do it with you when we're home, as long as I'm allowed to eat differently when I'm at work and we order pizza or something. And I said, sure. And so the fear thing was taken away because nobody said anything like that. Everybody I knew cheered me on and said, yay, it sounds great. Let me know what you learn. And I felt like it was an investment in myself, and nothing's too expensive for me if it's going to add to my life.
And what did your husband, how did he end up feeling about the investment after you made it?
Oh, he thought it was the best investment I've ever made because it's real. And I got to tell you, I've paid a lot of money in the past to be on those diets where you eat shakes and eat little boxes of food. And we knew this was different because this is eating real food for the rest of our life. And we want to live a long time. We have these, you would be amazed at how adorable and cute our grandchildren are. And we want to live to see them be middle schoolers and teenagers and adults. And that's a great motivation. And nothing is too expensive to get that in return.
Now that you're eating optimally and you're in a sustainable system, what are you most excited for yourself for your future that maybe you weren't as much before?
That this isn't something that being overweight isn't something I'm a victim of. It's something I control. And I like feeling in control. I like knowing this is up to me. This isn't anything I've been saddled with. This is, reading The Pleasure Trap has been really interesting. It's helped me understand more how I got to this position and reinforces what you've taught me to do to respond to those environmental pressures to eat wrong. or to eat unhealthily. It also has helped me look differently at medications. One of my goals for the next, I'll have a regular annual visit with my doctor in the next month or so. And I'm going to go to him and say, I would like to treat my high blood pressure. I would like to try treating it with eating differently and exercising rather than taking 2 pills. I would like to work with you on that. Let's try that. And that is, again, a function of feeling in control, and not just having a doctor say, the reader says this, and so you need to take these. But to be in control of that conversation that I have with him. So I'm really excited about that. And if I can only get off one, that's okay. But it's a real goal of mine.
Great.
And that just feels different than feeling like, oh, I'm a victim and I just have to do whatever the doctor says. Yeah.
Would you recommend the program to others, and why?
Most definitely. I already have. And I would recommend it to people like me who like learning the reasons behind things, who like learning, because part of eating optimally is understanding why it's important and learning the research behind it. And I love that. When I'm in an exercise class and someone says, now do this, I want them to tell me what body part I'm doing that for. I want to understand why. And it's the same with eating optimally. I want to know why that's good for me and why other ways can have some negative results. And so I loved the information. And so, when people are starting to ask me now, you're looking different and you're eating differently, talk to me about that. I always mention this and say, this will teach you new things about nutrition that you never knew before, and you'll be glad you know now.
Amazing. You've done such an amazing job, Kathy. And I know I've told you this before, but you would always come prepared with questions and like so excited and eager to learn. And it was such a treat for me as a practitioner to have you in the program, because you were just so eager to show up and to do this, despite that original fear in the beginning. And look where you are now. So it's awesome.
Right.
Congratulations on graduating, Kathy. And thank you so much for taking the time to record this call with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.